This is a call I did on the radio with one of the union talk shows.
I'm not even good enough to be a placeholder. And what's a placeholder? Josh Slaughter.
Somebody who's really not running.
You know, I think every union leader should go ahead and be a placeholder when the parties do not want to put up a good candidate because they don't have the resources or no one just cares. You know, like I actually voted for a Republican this year because he's excellent at constituent services. I don't think he's a real Republican. I just think he had to do it because all his neighbors are. But, you know, thank you for saying that. And then we got a guy who's nuts, you said? We were asking him to call in.
Yeah, he's gonna
calling labor leader whores.
He's gonna call in a second.
Not all of them are whores.
Um,
But let's get we got to get into this. We'll hear this guy out when he calls in. And you're only getting 30 seconds, dude. All right, I have a lot to go over. We're going to talk about the Building Trades Conference, legislative conference down in Washington D.C. And Bernie didn't go. Neither did Beto. Neither did Biden. And who did go?
Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, John Hickenlooper,
and
a bunch of other sort of lower tier guys.
Mike Concho, the
I
keynote
didn't even know
speaker.
a couple of those people were even running for president, so it says a lot about their campaigns.
Yeah, Mayor Pete and Mike Concho. What is Mayor Pete's last
Everyone
name?
in this room
Who
is now dumber for having listened to it.
Boot and Jedge.
So here's the thing.
Who did judge?
Let's get into this real quick with Donnie. This is a healthy conversation.
Don't start.
No, I'm not starting.
No,
that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, tell him to wait a second. Actually, no. Let's listen to him and then we'll get into your thing because I want to give you time to. I want to give you time to like really think about it.
I don't need time.
I think it's a
Shut
riveting.
your mouth.
I think it's a riveting thing that people want to hear about.
I don't think
Okay? All right, James, put him on. Is he mad? What's he mad about? James is yelling at him. James! We need more staff. You know Stern has 77 fucking people. Stern. The great king of all media, Howard Stern, has 77 people. I have 2 assholes and a Skippy. What's up, buddy? Hello?
Hey, yeah. My name is Darren Fonso, and I'm an injured worker calling from Washington State, and I'm wanting to know why Senator Bernie Sanders and Tom Perez told us we need minimum federal oversight of our broken state work comp systems 3 years ago. Yet 3 years later, none of our union members or leaders will put that minimum federal standards on the table for the injured workers of America. And I want to know why we're being failed by our union brothers and sisters at this point.
Yeah. So what's the story? So 3 years ago, Sanders introduced some legislation that went nowhere in a government that we just can't get anything done, right?
So he didn't introduce no legislation.
Oh, he did introduce it.
He wrote a letter.
He wrote a letter.
Department of Labor and OSHA.
Yeah. You think
asking for minimum federal oversight for the injured workers of America.
now what happened to you? You're injured?
No, I got a pension now after 7 years of work comp hell. I got put through hell for 7 years. I also had my father-in-law work to death in the state, who was a Mexican immigrant, where Walmart and the state and the state fund and Sedgwick insurer worked him to death on his on-the-job injury. I couldn't prove they worked him to death, but I did prove they were trying to cheat him out of a PPD award for an amputated part. We used that money to bury him with.
Now, what did you tell your union? Did you tell your union that you were upset about the lack of progress?
Oh yes, my union leaders and everybody in the state of Washington and the Bernie Crack Coalition, I have begged of the Bernie Crack Coalition to put these minimum federal standards on the table, and they don't only not want to put them on the table, they're trying to silence me and jail me over my Facebook comments rather than telling the truth. Sanders told us needs to be done for my class of people.
Well, the only thing I can tell you, brothers, I don't know too much details about your thing, but you can't give up. If you're really about protecting your fellow brothers and sisters on the job and workers you don't even know from coast to coast, you got to keep it up, you know? And try to be a little patient with these union guys because they're so overwhelmed, especially in your state.
I'm slamming it.
Yeah.
I'm slamming it. I'm calling them out in public.
Yeah, so go ahead and try to get people...
I'm recording it. I'm calling them. I'm recording the calls. I'm putting them online. And I have the National Association of Injured Workers. We are networked across this nation, and we are fighting back.
All right. Listen, we'll do some research on that.
Thank you, sir.
Send us what you got on it, okay? We'll get it out there. So I'm glad that we were able to take it. Okay, have a good one. Have a good one. See, we got to be able to take calls like that because he has a legitimate. Maybe he's a member of a bum union, like one of these company unions. It just
It
doesn't.
might not be like I said, like he was saying, and I don't know because you were trying to keep the call condensed to keep the interest up. It could be situations, though, like we've gone through in this state where we're trying to pass legislation that doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell, and it kind of dies out. It's not that we're not fighting or working, but it's you do so much more behind the scenes to see if you can even get it to a vote or the floor or whatever, and you don't know what the end result will be. That could have been one of our members complaining about us with telecom legislation for the last 8 years.
You failed on call center for 3 years and you finally got it.
How about like
and
8 or 9 years?
And you had to change the house.
Yes.
Yeah, look at
You
that.
just got your ass kicked on the prevailing wage.
It's not a lack of effort but, on behalf of the unions. I think it's also a telltale sign why we need more union people run for office.
That's right.
Because
That's
you get
right.
these candidates who they run, they promise the world, they say they're labor candidates, but then they don't do shit.
Yeah. And I know for sure, like AFT always puts it out there. Teachers run for office. The IBEW has a very intensive COPE training. The state of New Jersey, Charlie wouldn't piss on me if my face was on fire. The guy who runs the AFL-CIO there.